In JavaScript, you oftentimes have code that could throw an error. If you think about fetching data, for example, and you're talking to an API, you're getting some data right here by using the fetch request, it is likely that this fetch request will reply with some data, for example. But it's also possible that the server is down, for example, or the user does not have internet or anything else. And then you will have a problem. And if you don't use a try-catch block for that one, your program will terminate if this one throws an error. So you have to put this one into a try-catch block so that your program does not terminate, but instead does proper error handling. So let me show you how this works. So let's say we are having a try right here. So whatever is in this block will be tried. So this could be a fetch request, for example, and oftentimes this is something like this. But in our case, let's just say we're having a variable that is equal to x, and we're going to say that one is equal to 5. And now we'll also have a catch block. If we get an error, we are having an error argument right here. And then we can, for example, say that we just want to console.log our error. So let's also go ahead and say console.log, and we're going to console.log x. But let's say this one here is x being equal to 5, and this will not throw an error. So we will see 5 in the console. But now let's, for example, say that we're going to use strict. And by using strict, this would throw an error. So we're going to run the code. And as you can see, we're now getting an error. But this time, this error message is not the one that we are getting previously, but it's the one that we're logging right here in the console. And you will see that this is true if I'm just going to say an error occurred, for example. So we're just going to log this in the console. We're going to run the code again. And as you can see, now we only get the message, an error occurred. So we caught this error right here and had a console.log statement. And now you could also have a finally block after your try catch block if you wanted to. So you can say finally, for example. And this block will always be executed, no matter whether this is a success or an error. So we can say console.log I will always be called. We're going to save that one. We're going to run the code. And now we get an error occurred, I will always be called. Also, if this here is let x being equal to 5, and I'm going to run the code, you will get 5, and I will always be caught. So whatever you want to try comes into the try block. If you get an error, you're going to catch that one here. And if you want to do something, no matter success or an error, you're going to use the finally block.